Start. This is Sai Kumar. My batchmates are Prasad and Jagdish. We are doing our major project as analyzing Indian agriculture crop production using machine learning. This is agenda. We can explain this and all in our project. Change you know that in India agriculture is our backbone of our country. In agriculture without farmers we are nothing. They have to cultivate and field all things to do some cultivation to our India. So we are trying to help our farmers which crop they have to cultivate at which season for and we are giving some parameters like crop name and season production area value, and we are including also pH values and weather and some oxides also we are including for the crops like nitrogen phosphorus. But in the by using this data the farmers can know they have which crop they have to cultivate for which season and which month. So we are helping the farmers and we are using some machine learning algorithms also like random forest regressor and lasso stacking regression. For accuracy purpose we are using some QDA analysis to get more accuracy for our project. Our aim of the project is we have to develop a software package model which might useful to scan the info from data set wherever the large quantum of knowledge are going to keep, and maybe simple recoverable exploration. Some machine learning models with the assistance of Google Collaboratory. The rectilinear regression model that runs in Google Colab can retrieve the info from the information, make created simple to scan any data. The main scope of the project is to develop a code or model with the assistance of rectilinear regression, which can produce a prediction having high accuracy, even with few attributes within the data sets. We are using some machine learning algorithms also like Lasso and sklearn and random forest regression model for predicting the info with high quantity of accuracy and representing in a representation.
Jerish.
Yes. In India, agriculture is the primary supply of food for massive population, further as important economic support. The speedy increase within the population of India and important climate variations, food offer and demand chain is needed to be maintained. Agriculture needs additional production from fewer inputs with the support of latest technology, new farming strategies, and time-saving products, and thus to see security issues. And machine learning has recently evolved in several fields, as well as agriculture domain. The rectilinear regression model could be prognostic modeling is worrying with minimizing the error creating and creating the foremost correct predictions, potential with even loss accuracy. Literature review. The main problem associated with agriculture production is need to include each and every data manually, and that too from government official websites. And all the collected data need to be stored in the Excel files, and which consumes a high amount of data to store. Some crop productions is mainly based on climate changes and availability of water sources. Agriculture production model works on linear regression and lasso stacking regression model for reading the dataset and providing accuracy data. In this project, the number of factors are taken into consideration such as state name, crop name, season, production, cost, and some more properties like pH value, temperature, humidity, and some internal level values of fertilizers. The lasso, which least absolute shrinkage and selection operator, performs each variable choices and regularization so as to boost the prediction accuracy and interpretability of the ensuing applied mathematical model. Stacking regression involves combining the predictions from multiple machine learning models on the same dataset like fabric and boosting.
We will explain the design and methodologies part now. Here we go. Are you able to see my screen?
Chopu.
Okay, now coming to the execution part, here we have chosen to execute the machine learning code in Goal Collaboratory, which will run all type of machine learning code. So here we go. The part which the cursor is moving here is used to exclude the CSV file which we have stored the data from the computer, and this is the pandas where we can uh, use this pandas for segregating where data set what we wanted. So here we have taken some sample data set with some headings like NPK, temperature, humidity, pH, rainfall, and label. And we have chosen for that in this non-zeros values or some null values. And here the matplotlib is used for creating some data, the graphical representation for the data set. Here we have drawn the correlation graph for the data set. Like you have seen that NN values are represented as 1 and PP values as 1, KK values as 1. This means the whole, the same values are to be represented as 1, and all the dataset values are to be further calculated, and then you need to represent it in a graphical representation. And coming to that, to tabular column, some headings tuples like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are drawn here. And for everything we have taken here temperature, humidity, pH value, and rainfall. And here another for here it contains the graph is moving along with the crops and some internal values like phosphorus with when the cotton with nitrogen, coffee with nitrogen, and the grapes with the phosphorus, grapes with the potassium, apple with the potassium. Like that we have taken. And again with the temperature, what the here the temperature means it will also create some some representation in the in crop yielding manner, and it is for the label encoding. So here we are using the X text and the Y test for training the data sets. So all we are getting the decision tree as 99% and decision tree as 10% for testing and training, and KNN model for 98% for training, and KNN model for 99% for testing, and random forest regressor training model for 100%, and random forest regressor testing model is 100%. And then we have chosen to draw the confusion matrix for the training model, and here it is the confusion matrix for the training model, and here it is the confusion matrix for the testing model using the random forest regressor. And here the main part we have using the QDA quadratic discriminative analysis. And here we go. And these are all the codes which will use for a QDA analysis, and it is the X-text here, and this is for the Y-test. So for the X-test, the accuracy more percentage is 99% and 100%. You have checked here the X-train model and the Y-train model, Y-test and Y-train model. Again, back coming to the PPT. Here it is. So we have mentioned the same models in this PPT, the dataset collection and some of the code implementation parts. And now coming to the implementation part by architecture diagram. Like what?
In this architecture diagram, we are taking production. In that production, we have given cost, name, season, and production as crops. These all contains the data. The data will be stored as a data set, and the data set will be pre-processed. And after the pre-processing, new data will become. The data will be using some machine learning models like linear regression. We will get the output. After getting output, we will test that output.
Okay. And, Jairesh.
Yes, in the data flow diagram, first the collection of data process will be done, and the pre-processing, after that collecting the data, the pre-processing process will be done. After that, it will create a perfect data, and that applying machine learning model and training the data, and after that the testing the data, and finally we'll get the output.
Then coming to the diagram, it is much like as the architecture diagram. So some implementations like database or data set collection of data, pre-processing, and getting the output and testing the output. These are all the same as compared to the architecture diagram. And sequence diagram here. This is the user module and this is the system module. From the user module, we need to upload the dataset and read the dataset, train the dataset, test the dataset, predict the dataset. From the system module, we need to analyze the result and generate the graph and represent it in a pictographical manner for understanding purposes. So here are some of the testing modules like unit testing, where we have done, and white box testing. And these are some inputs and output screenshots of our project. Here it is a dataset model, and here it is the correlation graph what we have previously mentioned. And these are some of the graphs what we have got. And here it is the conclusion. So our project mainly focused on the season, focused on the production of the crops using parameters like crop name, state, season, cost, production, and some internal properties like using chemicals like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and external properties like temperature, rainfall, humidity, and all are making as the one concern. We are doing this project. So the data was collected and trained using the linear regression model, and predicted data has been tested successfully. And these are our web references link. These are some IEEE papers and on the Kaggle dataset where we have collected the data, and the Google Colab link of our project where we have run our project. And these are some references where we have taken our thing. Finally, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.